You are now in your villain era. Get the cape, baby. What color do you like? Sometimes I wonder what I did to deserve you. Girl, I just wanna love you. Hey, it's your girl Nay Brown, and I'm here with a new video. If you are new here, welcome. If you are true here, welcome back. Grab a snack, have a seat. We've got some things to talk about. In today's video, we are talking about being in your villain era and why it is important when you are stepping into your feminine power that you embrace the darkness. Okay, bring it in. Give me a villain laugh. Okay. No, but truly, when you are stepping into your feminine power, this might be uncomfortable, but you are going to be villainized. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because people are uncomfortable with the change in you. They don't know what else to do about it. So therefore, you have to become the problem. And when you are stepping into a powerful position, some people are going to praise you and other people are going to project. They're going to misunderstand you, and you sometimes cannot have both. Not in the same person, at least. The first and the main reason why you are villainized is because you have boundaries. You exercising boundaries means people don't have the same access to you. They don't get to use you. They don't get to come around and utilize the proximity dynamics and politics of who you are and what you used to allow. And therefore, you, my dear, are the problem. How dare you have standards? How dare you not allow me to run you dry? How dare my excuses for my own place where I am in life, my limitations, not make you feel bad and sympathize for me and give me everything that I don't want to do on my own? Who are you? You think you're better. Oh, she done got her degree and she thinks she know everything, and do. I know better than to carry that weight. I know better than to keep pouring into someone who keeps putting holes in their own cup. And the bigger part of it all is that people don't self-audit. People, I think genders like to say against each other, they lack accountability. They lack accountability. Everybody lacks accountability. You don't get it. You don't get it. Everybody doesn't get accountability. Everyone doesn't get it. Because it's a muscle. It's leg work. You have to, you know how men be going to the gym and skipping leg day? That's everybody with accountability. There's few people that really like hone in, look at situations and say, what did I do here? How did I show up? Oftentimes people are comfortable playing the villain because it doesn't require you to do any work on yourself, right? So instead of saying, I am too comfortable with where I am in life, even if I'm not happy with it, I've become stagnant, I've become just complicit, right? And complacent. They don't do that. They say, well, if you cared about me, if you loved me, you would just tag me along. Well, I don't mind pouring into you, but again, there's more holes in this cup than before, and I keep giving you tape, and it still keeps coming out. That's not fair to me, right? So they're going to say that it's you, right? And even when you change, right? Sometimes people say you change, and you know what? The answer sometimes is I have. It was absolutely necessary. I did change. I can't stay the same. The person that you knew in high school is not the person that you know today. I'm now in my 30s. I can't imagine being the same person I was when I was 17. They're going to call you mean. They're going to call you stuck up. They're going to say that you think that you're better than everyone. Boundaries should show people where they were overreaching and where they were trying to take, as Jamaicans would say, liberty with you, right? Where they were too comfortable. You take up liberty, you comfortable, right? You think you are, like, you think that this is the, what is it called? Okay, I'm not American born. I was raised in America. It's called the, why do I want to say 10 Commandments? It's not the Constitution, where you have the right to this and the right to that. Yeah, that's what they mean. Like, oh, so you just got all these rights to me, and I'm so sorry to tell you. I'm so sorry to tell you. So where they see you as turning cold, you have turned unavailable to BS. You have turned unavailable to things that don't pour into you. You have turned unavailable to things that no longer align with you. And instead of allowing that to make you feel like you did something wrong, accept that you are now in your villain era. Get the cape, baby. What color do you like? Point 2, almost as important as point 1 to me, it's not worth fighting for. I have learned, and this is a statement that came very true to me in my 20s. It was actually more so in my teens, but I don't think I cultivated it in my mind until my 20s. It is pointless to continue to try and explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. Once someone has made a decision about who they believe you are, it is almost impossible to change their mind about you. The only way you can change their mind, oftentimes, at least in my experience, is not caring whether or not they see you differently. They're going to have to come to it on their own. The evidence is going to have to present itself on its own. But you sitting there back and forth saying, I'm not that way, I'm not that way, I'm not that way. Why? Because even if they start to soften up, the second you do something that makes them think that they were right, they're going to go back to that and they're going to stick to it even harder. Can you think of a situation like this? I got you. I got you. We're here to come to the terms together. Stepping into your power may mean that you gain respect, but you might lose relatability. People may not feel like they relate to you anymore, because if everyone was in their power, we wouldn't even need to have topics like this, would we? And as a woman, not to get political, but because of patriarchy, we are accustomed to being digestible. I couldn't. Okay. We are accustomed to containing ourselves, right? When, in at least my experience and my opinion, the true feminine is a wild woman. Okay? She cannot be contained. And if she chooses to be, she literally chose to be. Okay? It's like putting a wild animal in a domesticated situation. Let me make it clear. Being in your villain era does not mean you're going out of your way to be cruel, mean, manipulative, or anything that is obstructive to anybody else, right? Not even to yourself, especially not to yourself. But it also means that you are not bending over backwards. You are not afraid of being misunderstood. You are not afraid of disappointing people who create unrealistic expectations of you, who you are, and how you show up for them. You perform kindness, but you are not overly nice. It is more important to be a good person with a good heart than to be nice. Nice is people pleasing. Being a good person means you have high morals and values, and you exercise them. You show up when it's needed, not always when it's wanted. Being a villain in someone else's story just means that you didn't do what made them comfortable. Oftentimes, being the villain in someone else's story means that you showed up for yourself, you didn't abandon yourself, but they may feel that way. And there are, of course, loopholes and nuances in different people's stories, but to villainize you, to walk around and make up stories and tell people about how bad of a person you are, that person or those people already wanted to do that. So take this as confirmation. Remain self-contained. Be warm, but not overly inviting. Stay calm, stay grounded. Allow people to see you as rebellious. Rebels have more fun anyways. You have not changed. They just are not benefiting from the version of you that they once thought they could control. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave the comments down below. Tell me how you feel about this video. As always, wrong hand. I love you for watching.